I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Our thoughts today go out to the Bahamas, where Hurricane Dorian decided to beat the hell out of the islands long after it was down for the count. The hurricane was moving at less than 1 mile per hour. Yeah, try to do that. It was a slow motion beating, like getting punched in the face once for 3 days. Now, with all the technology we have, you'd think that maybe we could stop this constant and ever-increasing frequency of these stupid hurricanes. I mean, I don't know, like maybe stay in the Paris Climate Agreement and stop denying science and stop pumping poison into the air. But we don't need to change our behavior by having cleaner water and air. Screw the ice caps. Everyone take a piece of baby harp seal sushi, and I will meet you in the coal mine.
Seriously, bitch?
Now, President Childish Orangino wanted to drop nuclear bombs into the eyes of hurricanes to bust them up. Such a good idea. I mean, except for the nuclear fallout in the air and the ocean, radiation sickness and death, babies born with extra heads, and possible zombies. Besides that, though, let's nuke that hurricane quick, I got a tea time to get to, isn't really a solution. Now, the news couldn't quite figure out where the hurricane was headed, so they called it the Cone of Uncertainty. That's science for you. They called it that because you can't say, we here at CNN Weather Center don't know shit. In America, we are currently living in a cone of uncertainty. On the daily, our reality show president keeps showing how brilliant he is. And after this Category 5 hurricane, which he's never seen, no matter how many times he's seen one, which is four, he's had 4 since his short tenure, 4.
It was a Category 5. I never even knew a Category 5 existed.
He's at 4.
Second one hit Puerto Rico as a Category 5. I don't believe anybody's ever seen that happen before.
He's at 4.
A Category 5. Nobody's ever heard of a 5 hitting land.
He's at 4.
We've never seen it actually touch down as a Category 5. People have never seen anything like that. And this has been a Category 5, which few people have ever even heard of.
4. Yeah, that's right. The man that has had 4 Cat 5 says he has never heard of one, even after he said he never heard of one. Now, I wonder if Stephen Miller sits Trump down in the Rose Garden every day and then reads him his life like that movie, The Notebook.
But you're in the early stages of Alzheimer's.
The Bahamas is underwater, and I'm not exaggerating. The satellite imagery shows that 60% of the Grand Bahamian island is now an aquarium, and the islands around them are gone. And our president thinks climate change is a hoax, and we need
clean coal, meaning they're taking out coal, they're going to clean it.
But I have a question. Okay, Mr. Smart Guy, how are we going to clean that coal without any Mexican laborers to wash it? Yeah, dude, go back into your unending cone of uncertainty and rethink, or at least think for the first time. To the people of the Bahamas, we're sorry for the pain you're going through, and to you watching, please donate. Go to the UnitedWayMiami.org. They are giving 100% of the money you give to the people who no longer have anything. We got to step up, people. We have to step up because some people in our country are too busy playing with their balls.
But you're in the early stages of Alzheimer's.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Coming up, PZE and the lovely Bombshell Ray. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. How you doing? That was our Armageddon Update regarding the hurricane that was probably the biggest we've ever seen ever, at least better than Obama's. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And PZE this week.
What's up?
The devastation is ridiculous. I cannot believe that we are getting this all the time. Every storm is bigger and better under Trump. Have you noticed?
Everything is bigger
every
and better.
disaster.
Even
is
his
big.
Storms are bigger than Obama's.
Well, we put that whole clip in of like he kept saying I thought he said it once. He goes, no one's even heard of a Category 5, and he didn't. I thought, okay, he said it once and he's an idiot. He said it like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like how are you that dumb to not know? Because we thought we were looking for the clips and we thought we were going to find one. How many did you find? 5, 6,
7.
I was listening on my way here, and they were reporting again that he said that it was going to hit Alabama and it didn't, and I was getting annoyed because it's annoying that they're reporting that. There's kids in cages, right?
So wait, so he went 3 or 4 days back when he said it was going to hit Alabama.
Well, they were reporting it
Right.
again. And then I thought, why are you? And then I realized they're reporting it again because he brought out a map, he brought a prop, and it is marked up with Sharpie. So it's an official prop. And the circle goes around Alabama. And he brought it out to show to people that originally it was going to hit Alabama. I still don't think they should be reporting it, but
do you know why they circled Alabama? He didn't do that. They circled it so he would know where Alabama was.
I know.
That's why they
Was it Sharpie
yeah. There was a Sharpie on the map. So you remember when they would show graphics, like the Obama administration would show graphics, even the Bush administration would show graphics during presentations. He's bringing out paper maps and Sharpies.
Yes.
You know, this again goes to what a 4-year-old this dude
We had
is.
PowerPoint.
We got pictures. We got very many pictures. Got pictures, and look at people. Alabama. He's Alabama.
I would actually put money on you in a geography test against him.
Thank you very much.
You're
That's
welcome.
right. I would do at least 28 of the states.
At
He would
least.
do 12.
No, I don't even know about.
You think so?
I don't think he ever really had to learn anything, right? His
No.
dad just paid. To
Yeah,
get him
he got a
through
thing at
school.
Wharton. The guy at Wharton said he was by far the dumbest student he'd ever had. His professor said that. By far the dumbest student he's ever had. President of the United States.
Yeah, but I mean it sounds right. You know, you listen to him speak, and you know he thought coyotes were dogs coming across the board. Even coyotes are coming across.
Imagine that. He said, "Imagine that."
Imagine that.
So what do we do? So now we got. So by the way, to everybody watching or listening right now, the Bahamas is devastated. It's crazy. So there used to be a club there on one of the main islands that I would work in one of the hotels, and it's a beautiful place. I saw the Armageddon update. 60% of the place is underwater. Some of the islands have disappeared. Houses taken out, like literally leveled, gone. Can you imagine that? It's weird because here's what bothers me, and I kind of got it yesterday. We are so insulated. Like in America, like even when there's a disaster here, it's a hurricane. You see, it's a 400 yard wide swath of destruction, and then you look at the Bahamas, and the whole island is gone.
I feel like Houston and New Orleans would argue that.
I
with
take
you.
that back. You're right. Houston and New Orleans, right? But we in California, we haven't had that. Even when we have an earthquake,
California.
the sun is still out. The sun is still out, and we got rubble to clean up.
Birds are still chirping.
Birds are still chirping. Even the houses in the Northridge Creek that went down the hill. An apartment building fell off its foundation. Another house where we used to live went down the hill, and they rebuilt, and there was just rubble. And I think 2 people died, which is horrible. But it's not like everybody lost everything. No, everybody lost everything in the Bahamas. There's nothing. They didn't. It's not that they were rocking it either. It's not that the Bahamas was rocking it.
Oklahoma and tornadoes. They might argue.
I know, but it's not the destruction where the entire fucking country is laid to waste.
It was really chilling. You showed the picture, right, in the Armageddon
yes,
update
yeah.
of how much is underwater.
You can see the roads because the water's so clear. You can see the
Yeah.
roads underwater.
And the newscaster said that. He said, "I want to be clear. It's not flooded. It's underwater. It's gone." And then the part that is left, the video that we were looking at yesterday, it's flat. It's completely flat. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But we really shouldn't do anything about climate change.
Not at all.
Because
And that's what I'm saying. So I've been hearing about this. I think I've been hearing about this since I was a kid. In school, in elementary school, we had these weekly reader things. We'd sit down, part of the class was you get this little crappy paper magazine, and you'd flip through the magazine, and one of the things they talked about, and I was little, I mean, this is a long time ago. They were saying that the planet's heating up. Actually, in the 70s, they said it was the ice age was coming. There was a second ice age coming. That's where they were wrong.
Do you remember highlights?
I do remember highlights.
Do you remember Ranger Rick?
Do you remember Goofus and Gallant? Yeah, Goofus. Goofus plays with matches. Gallant takes matches and hands them to his mom.
So Gallant is the nerd, and Doofus is the fun guy to hang out with
not
at a
Doofus.
party.
Goofus. It's Goofus and Gallant, not Doofus and Gallant. Goofus.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Here's the problem. When we read the highlights and it was Goofus and Gallant, I could literally check off the shit that Goofus did that I had already done.
I was just thinking that. I actually just
House on
thought,
fire.
Yeah, I did. I set matches on fire one day. My dad let me, because my dad couldn't afford childcare all the time. Sometimes he had
so
to.
it gave you matches.
He had to go find naked people. So he'd go find naked women. And then he said, you stay here, you watch TV for 2 hours. I'll be back in 2-3 hours. And so he would. So one
How
day,
old were you?
I was maybe 8 or 9. and
Okay.
that's normal,
Yeah.
right? That's okay for a couple
Then,
hours.
Yeah.
Except my dad smoked so much he had these big black. He had painted them black. He'd taken Folgers coffee cans, spray painted them black to be classy.
That was his ashtray?
Ashtray. He would dump cigarette butts in there full of
He
cigarettes.
spray painted his ashtrays black. so that
Not
they
ashtrays.
would-
They weren't.
his
They were.
coffee
They were
cans.
Folgers coffee cans. They weren't ashtrays. Which means he had to
Never
prep
has a
them.
more white trash than it's been said.
And by the way, you gotta remember, this is when. Okay, so this is. Hey, you shut up,
No,
man. I know
this.
your background.
I know
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I know this. You
So-
go out in the
Like
backyard
he-
and there's spray paint on the ground because they didn't clean up the spray paint. So
Exactly.
now our grass is all
on
black.
the black
But in a
or the
circle.
concrete, or even worse,
Or
the
the
concrete.
concrete.
So what happened was that Shannon,
so confused
my
by
sister's mom had moved out, and when she moved out, she had a big family. She had like 4 sisters and a brother, and they all showed up with a moving van when they
Right.
left. And this is that story where I had the rubber raft
Yeah.
for a couch. They took fucking everything, doorknobs. They took. I mean, it was
Did
insane.
they take the coffee cans?
They did not take. No, that was after. See, that's my dad was like, no, don't paint them yet. Why? Because they may take them. let's don't tune them up yet. It's just garbage now. When I paint them, it's special.
I love that he actually thought through that they would look better if he spray painted them black.
Yeah, flat black. Yeah.
You try to take the labels off and they stay on there.
No, they were
Yeah.
painted. That's he had to
Oh, he
prep.
paint- oh, they
Here's
were
the
old
thing.
cans.
I just
Okay.
thought about this. So it's the old Folgers cans
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
painted. He had to prep them. Like he had
Wipe
to,
them off,
yeah,
just the
wipe them off. He had
primer.
to probably sign them a little. He had to like rough them up,
Sand a little
sand
Yeah,
a little
it
bit.
sticks. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I thought. I thought, as I'm thinking, he prepped the coffee. He garbage. He basically prepped garbage for paint.
Yeah.
So that it would look classy.
Yeah.
That's what's confusing.
So
me.
these cans, so he leaves me there, and the cans were full, about that much of cigarette butts, and there was matches around. So I was watching TV, bored out of my mind, sitting on the carpet, and I just start lighting matches and throwing them in the can.
Yeah,
Just
that's,
start
that's a
lighting
fun time.
yeah.
Though. You get
No.
to watch each
No.
match. I still do that. I'm pretty.
Wow,
yeah.
that's wrong. That's not okay.
No, but it's more like when you light a candle, and then you want to light another one just to.
Yeah, it's
How
a-
many
You light
candles
another
do
one.
you have?
It looks
4
like
candles.
it looks like the Every Breath You Take video from the police.
No idea.
So you're throwing them
It's
in
actually
the
not.
can.
That's not the right video. It's not the right song. Sorry.
What is it?
Message in a bottle, maybe. I don't
Is
know.
it a video with a lot of candles?
Yeah, it's
Jim
it's
Croce?
Sting running through a whole
Yeah.
thing of candles, and it's a bad reference. I like when I bring up references from the early 30s.
He guessed Jim Croce.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jim Croce, nice. By the way,
That's a
you,
good song.
Is it
Yeah.
Croce or Croce?
Jim Croce,
Croce.
Croce,
Like
Jim
I
Croce,
heard it like a
CROCE.
I know how to
CE.
spell it. I'm just wondering.
Jim Croce.
I say Jim Croce. Like
Yeah,
it's-
Jim Croce.
Yeah.
You like Jim Croce?
Okay, you
I
were
love
saying
Jim
Jim
He's the
Croce.
best,
Yeah.
man. Jim
That's good.
Crochet in
I'm just
France.
trying to
It's
figure
Jim
out how to
Crochet in
say
France. He also wore a lot of sweaters.
Yeah.
The point is this. So I'm setting a match. This is the longest story for no payoff I've ever told, and
It's
that's a
actually a
lot.
great payoff.
And that's saying a lot to me. So we're throwing matches I'm throwing matches, and he comes home 2 hours later. I don't realize, when you light something, smoke comes out. The entire house I've lit in like I've lit like
so
I've
confused by
lit
all of this.
I've lit like 2 packs of matches. So there's a thin layer of smoke, and this is before we had to have sprinklers in the roof. So there's a thin layer of smoke, and he's like, "Oh!" He runs in the house. He's screaming, run up the stairs, screaming, thinking the house is on fire, and I'm dying. I got my ass.
And he ran and checked his weed stash first.
I got my ass beat.
Then he checked on you.
I got my ass beat.
I like that you're in trouble, but he left you at home alone with
He
no
checked his Playboy
instructions.
stash first. He had a stack of Playboys under his bed.
Right.
Yeah, that
My
were
brother set fire
that
to
were
our
an
living
awakening
room.
for me.
I actually thought that when you said that you're doofus and I'm gallant, that would very much
Goofus,
Goof.
not doofus.
G.
Okay,
Listen, I accept that
Sure.
I'm goofus, but quit calling me doofus.
sure.
I'm good.
That would be you. The other one would have been me.
Goofus.
My brother set fire to our living room. My mom was having a party. A bunch of ladies were coming over, and she had been cooking for 3 days, and she had run upstairs. My mom last minute, and she's run upstairs, and she's got to put her makeup on because they're going to be there in 11 minutes. And so my brother, she had lit candles downstairs, and this was when carpet was made out of kerosene and polyester.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And it was shag carpet and
Flammable plastic is what it was made out of.
as were our feety pajamas.
True that.
Actually had a flammable tag hanging off of them. So he went and he got a wad of paper towels and lit it on one candle, this wick that he had created, and then started sort of a spirited trot around to the living room to light the other candle because he had accidentally blown it out by farting. Long story, but he wanted to
No
show
one
me that he
accidentally
could.
blows out a candle.
Yeah, the
That's
proximity. You have to be
that's
close.
dedicated.
Yeah.
I think he didn't think it through.
He blew it out on purpose by farting.
But we were told we weren't allowed to play with fire, and we actually had been given that instruction. And so when I said, I don't believe you, prove it. And he did. And so he realized he had to relight it because my mom would freak out if she realized that he had farted the candle out. So his whole thing set on fire. He's jogging through the house, and so he panics. You're not going to do it tonight, are you? You're not going to.
What's happening?
I'm not planning.
He's really happy right now.
No, I just looked at the camera for a long time like,
who's doing the laundry on that one?
yeah, exactly right.
So anyway, he set fire to her.
Not only am I doing it, you're filming it.
Oh yeah, I would film it for sure.
I'm getting Dumb and Dumber flashbacks right now.
I just remember my mom running
Like
downstairs
Goofus and Gallant flashbacks.
in her underwear and knee-high pantyhose, because those were also a thing at that time, and screaming and then crying. And she puts it out with a baking sheet, and then she made us sit down there and cut all the black ends off of. But it was really there was a hole in our carpet. It was really smelled really bad too. Anyway,
So don't play with matches, kids.
is that the moral of that?
That's the moral of that story.
Play with lighter fluid.
And by the way, matches cause climate change. Hey, we're back.
Also, methane gas, which you could use to blow out a candle,
True.
also causes.
I have to be honest. That's
Climate disturbance.
I hate to talk about farts. Actually, I'm lying.
Yeah.
I would like to say that the effort, because it's methane, so the flame actually scientifically should have got bigger.
Yeah.
But depending on force, force versus fuel.
Velocity.
Force versus more than the fuel, that means it had to overpower the methane gas, which means he farted as a child with such force that it's almost a superpower.
It's almost unbelievable.
Yeah, right. It's like this story sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? It sounds like.
Well, to be honest, it started with burping, and then we upped our game. It was like the X Games of putting candles out. The triple backflip.
So you guys were
used to be
jackass.
impossible, and then once they did it, everybody
do it. Yeah.
Right?
So you were like jackass before jackass was.
My brother was. I was gallant.
You are gallant.
He was doofus.
So here's what we've been told. So back to the Weekly Reader. Highlights. Weekly Reader highlights.
Amazing.
Then we went to matches, farting, and now we're
Climate change.
back.
Yep.
Climate change.
Yep.
I'm glad we finally came back around.
I haven't gotten back to the
We
storm.
should never be invited to a scientifical.
After I'd litten it with scientific evidence. What is going on?
Oh man.
What is Do you smell almonds?
We're starting this entire
Okay.
podcast over. I think I do. I think I just had an aneurysm. Or an aneurysm. Welcome to Titus No Speaking Good. After last week's podcast, I have also caught the same disease our president has. Titus No Speaking Good. Welcome to the show.
What's your point? Get to your point.
We should never
Bring
be
it home.
invited to a scientific conference of any kind.
I think
we would
we're
start
way
with
more
evidence.
entertaining.
We'd start with the empirical evidence, and then all of a sudden we're talking about lighting farts. And there you go. This is the best or the worst scientific
But
conference
this
we've ever
is
been
the
to.
brilliance of comedy. It's what you did in Evolution. It was my mom's favorite thing because you started at the DMV with the fat kid. And then all of a sudden, we don't even realize it, but we're on a soccer field and you're telling that story. And then when you kept bringing it back to the DMV, people were like, oh, because you forget. I think genius is what I say we are.
So the Weekly Reader, they kept saying that the water was going to rise. That basically, as the planet heats up, it's going to melt more ice. Also, things expand with heat, and so and it's happening. It's actually the Bahamas are underwater right now, and it didn't go away. That's the part that freaks me out. It didn't reside.
Yeah, what's the scientific
Jesus
reasoning
Christ.
behind that?
Try again.
The waters have not receded,
Okay.
says the Lord.
What is should we look that up? What's the facts behind why it's settling here? Does that mean that ice caps
Is
have
it
melted enough for a quantity of water?
Is
or
it
what does that
storm
mean?
surge? Yeah. Will it recede? That's what we should look up. Will it go
Yeah.
away? Because when
They
you
don't know. That's
They
what
don't
they're
know.
waiting. But that's the
Because when you
thing.
showed that picture, I was like, holy shit.
But that's the point, is that with climate change
Mhm.
being unaddressed, things are happening that we've never experienced before, that
Yeah.
we don't have any, background, we don't have any scientific evidence to say that's what. Watch, you guys are going to show that clip and I'm going to look like an idiot, just like Fox News.
No, we don't. It's not fair.
We'll cut out this clip.
Right,
It's just
totally.
scientific. And we're like, what?
Just cut out all my screw-ups,
Yeah.
which is like 9. 'Cause at this point, the podcast will be 8 minutes long with all the stupid shit I've said.
But that's the point. We've never dealt with it before, and so I think that when I was watching on CNN and they were saying it's underwater, it's not flooded, it's gone. Like we don't know if it's going to recede or not. That's the thing. And also, it was just a month ago that we were told that the country that Trump wants to buy, Greenland, had experienced so much.
50. The prediction was that the ice that was currently there would last 50 more years,
Right.
and it's gone.
It's gone.
It's
So-
gone in the summer. It's totally gone. And
Wow.
yeah. Al Gore somewhere just laughing his ass off. Al Gore is like, well, you thought I was going to be wrong, didn't you? And I was right. Now you guys go ahead and suffer. I'm going to die with you, but
That's the problem. The people that we're not listening to also have to die.
yeah.
They don't
exactly.
just ascend to heaven.
Yeah.
There just got to be someone going, motherfucker, I told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no special.
Oh,
maybe
you
we
just
should.
scared the baby.
Maybe we should invent a special spaceship for them. Are you guys
Some
right?
aerial
You guys
thing.
can go. You guys get to go to Mars
Yeah.
and start over. Don't ruin it this time.
I honestly think that's why Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are trying to make
He's-
space travel easy and affordable.
He
because
said
they
that.
want to go. They want a
No,
place to go.
Elon Musk said that. He
Of
said
course he did.
specifically, he was like, no, we need to become a multi-planet species because we're going to die here.
Yeah.
And he said it was just a matter of time, whether it's climate change killing us, whether it's the extinction of all the bees and the frogs, so flowers don't bloom anymore, asteroids. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we need to have. So when we all die, we need to have 14 people on Mars that can start humping it out and making more people.
Well, see, I didn't have kids, so I don't feel guilty. Next.
Yeah.
See who
There
was
you go.
smart.
There you go.
I'm thinking of getting a vasectomy.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea, don't you?
I think that we should film it. I think Phil the filmer should come and film the
The
vasectomy.
With the red camera,
With the
just to
red
get to
camera.
really get the details.
Yeah, don't
Where do
they-
they go for that?
Do they give you... He also wants to castrate Groucho.
Okay, so we have this.
That's awful.
People,
It is
we have this
awful, I
little
know.
dog. It's not awful.
It's terrible.
He's humping stuffed animals and gonna impregnate them. People, we have this little tiny dog.
Chaplin is still humping and he doesn't have his.
That's true. I know. That's why I don't want him to get anybody pregnant. I don't want to. I take that back. I do want a bunch of little Yorkie puppies running around.
But they would have to deal with climate change.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
because
That's
they
true.
only live 15
Oh,
to
there you
20
go,
years,
there
so
you
I
go.
think we're
Yeah,
safe. There
yeah.
will be a cutoff if we live long enough that we'll have to be responsible and stop getting
you go.
Yorkies.
Yeah,
But
So when
we
we,
don't need to talk about Groucho. You're going to talk about his balls, aren't you?
they're stunning.
No.
Farts,
No,
balls,
you-
and climate change.
No,
I
you got it. This
know.
little dog. This little dog is the size of a
4.5
basically.
pounds.
He's a guinea pig. He's the size of a guinea pig. He's got the testicles the size of an Angus bull. I'm not kidding. And then she comes in the other day. That's how big he is.
Yay.
And then she comes in the other day and goes, I went out, he was laying on the porch, and his penis was so huge.
No.
She goes, she said, quote, it was that big,
This
that
is
round.
not for public
I'm like,
consumption.
this
I
is totally-
panicked and started screaming because I thought that it was infected or something because he's 4 pounds and it was the size. I've seen red rockets. I've never seen it swell. It was the size of a man's penis.
Turn out he's just a pimp.
My screaming made it go down instantly.
Yeah, that happens.
I panicked. Our neighbors think I'm nuts.
She just starts screaming.
I
He
thought
goes,
something
"That
was
happens."
wrong.
The dog's got a bit of a chub, and she kept on screaming. The dog is laying in the sun, being, "Yeah, this is what I'm talking." Ah! Wow, thanks.
I don't think that you should talk about. He always talks about his balls, and he's a baby. He's just.
You can't. He walks away from you, and it's
No.
this going on.
Oh
I'm
my
not kidding.
gosh.
Am I wrong? Okay, I'm
Does it
on my
affect you?
Instagram. Go to my Instagram
No,
later today,
you are
and
not
you can check
taking
it.
a picture. You will not.
You're
That's
gonna have to
there are too
watch
many
me.
weird people
You're
out
gonna have
there.
to watch me really? That's
Yeah.
going to look at the balls,
Yeah.
testicles, and be like, yeah, that's
Not
what I'm
gonna-
talking
yep.
about. I can't quit you, Yorkie.
Yes. Are you living in the same world that I'm living in
That's
right
true.
now?
That's a valid point.
How many child molesters are there now? How many clients did Jeffrey Epstein have?
How many Yorkie molesters are there? I don't know. We don't have a lot of that, do we? Has there been a lot of...
There's bestiality, yeah. So
He's so tiny.
any animal balls would turn them on. We're not doing it. It's not happening. It's not happening.
If you're turned on by animal
I'll
balls...
report you to Instagram and get you shut down. That's what I'll do.
Yorkie porn!
I will. I will
It's
report
Yorkie
you.
porn. So we have to do something about it. I don't understand. So here's what's bothering me right now. What's going on? We have some people that are currently in charge of the Senate that won't do shit. They literally, it should be called the won't do shit Senate, because Mitch, I mean, we had another shooting. We had that guy using an AR-15, shot cops. Just went on a crazy rampage last week.
I was one at a football game in Alabama, but when I said that you go, oh, that doesn't count. Just one person died. But
Yeah, no,
that's
he
where
shot.
we are
He
now.
shot 5, killed 1. Yeah, isn't it weird when you hear like the number's under 3, and you're like, all right then, okay, that wasn't a bad one. That wasn't a bad one. So this guy came into work crazy.
Mhm.
The
Got
guy in Texas,
fired or something,
in
right?
Odessa.
Oh,
No,
yeah, okay.
he didn't get fired. He went into work pissed off, and they fired him. So he
Oh.
came in crazy.
Oh, he wouldn't have lost
No,
his job if he had just
chill the fuck out.
if weed were legal in Texas. He would
That's true.
still be working there. There would have been no shooting.
So he went in angry. They fired him, got in his car. He then called the police and the FBI to say he was angry. He's shooting people with an AR-15, by the way, driving through Odessa, Texas, and Midland, right?
Let's talk about that, by the way,
Killed.
because in response to this, Walmart has now pulled certain ammunition.
Well, I would like to say this, though, is that thank God they had all those good guys with guns that took him out.
I know.
Yeah, he only shot 22 people and killed 7.
Open carry in Texas.
In Texas.
And, yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. We already did fairy tales. Go to ChristopherTitus.com. Sorry, Christopher Titus TV, and get fairy
On
tales.
YouTube. Holy crap! What just happened?
Fairy tales.
Your producer is having an aneurysm.
You say what you said, then you tell them
Right.
how to go
Where
see
is
this
it?
video.
Go to Christopher Titus TV.
on
YouTube.
You see how he's very snarky about that.
No.
Fairy tales of the NRA. Go look at that one we did. We're proud of it.
So Walmart pulled certain ammunition, and I believe certain.
They won't sell certain handguns. No, they said they're not going to sell handguns.
Wow.
They'll sell hunting rifles, and they pulled AR-15 ammunition.
That's
And
universal. That's all over Walmart.
And
All
here,
Walmart.
yes, and here's the thing: people got so fuck Walmart. First of all,
Yeah.
when Walmart, which has no standards at all, they will literally take products that from one-armed, half-dead Chinese workers and sell those because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And even Walmart's like, yeah, this is man, we got to stop this shit.
Yeah.
And now people are mad at Walmart. Where are you going to buy your crap? Where are you going to buy?
They pulled the AR-15 as well as other modern sporting rifles and certain ammunition
So that means
would
the
go with
223?
said guns. In response, the NRA made a statement that was pretty crappy, and they blamed it on Walmart, that Walmart doesn't care about the Constitution or something. And I saw your sister Shannon, my sister too, someone posted about their God-given right on Twitter, and her response was, pretty sure God didn't give you guns, he gave you a garden. That was it.
Nice.
And it's
True.
when did God?
And she's an atheist too, and
happen,
I like that when the people that know the Bible better than people that claim they're Christians.
I don't get it. It's
True.
like, but God given, that's just become ingrained in our speech about guns. But when
Was never. It's not
the
anymore.
Constitution also not God given, written by
Jesus did not say unto them, bring your weapons. You shall have them for all day and all night until the sun falls from the sky. The weapons and bullets shall be yours.
I mean, they had one of the most important stories of the Bible. It was a slingshot and a pebble,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't
Exactly.
remember. God, imagine if David had
Well,
had an AR-15.
Well,
Quiet.
David, we have to be honest. The NRA is claiming David as good guy with a gun. They're saying right there, there you go,
There you
good guy
go.
with a gun. See, it's
Yeah.
all the way back. It's happened since in the
Isn't
Bible.
she gone? Dana Loesch is gone now. They let her go because they can't afford anybody anymore.
Yeah, the YouTube canceled the NRA TV thing. They have lost. What else happened last week with
A
the
lot of
NRA?
oopsies have happened with the money that all these a lot of them decent people who have
Right.
NRA cards have paid for dues. Turns out Wayne LaPierre was wearing $15,000 suits and flying in private
What?
jets.
They
and
almost
is-
bought him a $6 million house. They were going to buy him
Six-
after the Parkland shooting. They were going to buy him a $6 million mansion.
The week after, it was Newtown.
Was it?
It was the week after Newtown when all those kids got killed. They put in an offer on a $6 million home for him.
For Wayne LaPierre.
He also got flown to some Caribbean island
Mhm.
during that time, probably so he could reflect on all the guns that he sold.
And it was all coming from the NRA. So you people, and by the way, I have relatives that are in the NRA, and they pay their dues and they pay their money.
Mhm.
And nothing makes me madder than like whether it's a charity or whatever, because they're tax exempt. Did you the NRA tax? They don't pay taxes. Did you know that?
No.
They made $465 million 2 years ago, paid zero in taxes. They're a religious organization. I'm sorry. Why did they get the 501c3? Why?
And yet he's using all of those dues to fund his wife's Botox.
Yep.
And I mean, it's crazy if you go look at the list and what they're alleging. Anyway, here's what's interesting. When I pulled up, because we were trying to see what Walmart
I'm just saying,
was
I'm mad.
pulling.
I'm just saying.
Feel free to just jump in. While
Sorry,
I'm in
no,
the
I
middle
was
of a
finishing.
sentence.
I was saying when I give money to a charity, if they're not in the high 80s of what goes directly to people we're helping, then I'm pissed off.
You can't say you're just finishing when you've been quiet for 20 seconds and then I speak and then you. Sorry, I was just finishing.
Just making
Hold
my
on,
point.
I'm not done yet.
Go ahead.
So when the top 2 Google results, when I put in Walmart pulls AR-15, August 26th, that's when they decide to quit selling AR-15 and the modern sporting rifles, and they pulled this ammo and all this stuff off. August 9th, they pulled violent game displays, but will still sell guns.
Interesting. So
Game displays, not the game, the display
you
of
can't.
the game.
Oh, the game
Yeah.
still. You can still buy the game. You just can't buy.
Like
There's
they
just
have
no
the
big
huge display with like a guy with a shotgun. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, the Call of Duty display is out. We can't put the cardboard cut up because that's causing shootings.
Yeah.
Any company that has a shooting in their store where a bunch of people die and continues to sell guns is the stupidest company ever.
Hold on.
Uh-oh, we found an update. Hold on now
Walmart-
for the Bombshell Ray news update.
No, Walmart pulled AR-15s in 2015, which got a huge backlash from the NRA, but nobody was, it wasn't such an issue at
Right.
that point, I think.
That's when Dick's canceled
They
all
have
the guns.
now stopped selling handguns as well as short barrel rifle ammunition. They have also now put out a statement requesting that customers not openly carry firearms in its stores, even where it's legal.
So I got an interesting tweet because these are just nails in the coffin of the NRA, and because the NRA has created so many coffins with their policies, I think it's apropos. Here's the thing: Walmart. So Dick's canceled all the gun sales. Now Walmart's done it, and these people, what I don't quite get is why everybody thinks with you have to go to a car dealership to buy a car, and they have to go through certain paperwork to get the car registered.
Yeah.
You can't just go buy a car. You have to go to a dealership. They take you to a whole other room where the guy breaks it all down. That's a car.
Yeah.
That's a vehicle. How come you can go into a place where I can also buy socks, and knee
Gummy
pantyhose,
bears.
gummy bears,
Toothpaste.
alcohol, and fruit, and I can also get a weapon there? That makes no sense.
No psychological test, nothing.
Yeah,
Just
nothing.
boom.
You just
Well, no test
not
of
even
any
that.
sort.
Not even that.
Do
If-
you know how to use this
Or that,
before
yeah.
you take it home? Like they want us to prove before we drive a car home that we have to prove that we
Yeah.
can use it.
Can I see your license,
and
please?
do you know the laws surrounding said
Yeah.
vehicle?
Can I see your insurance, please?
Yes.
Mhm.
Interesting. So my brother, everybody knows, is a federal agent, and he's recently changed agencies. Yay. Into I think a better job.
Yeah, more serious.
more
Yeah,
powerful. Yeah.
He's
but-
earned it too.
Yes, but my brother is a sharpshooter, and he also teaches handgun safety as well as shooting.
Sharpshooter, by the way, he hit 250 bullets in a row, center mass at like 50 feet or 50 yards or something like that. Something crazy.
I know he had to do a 100-yard qualification too, but anyway,
And a 100-yard qualification.
he
hit center mass
and
every
he's a
time.
firearms instructor
Didn't miss
now.
once.
And when we were at the beach this summer, I said something to him because that's one of the things in my family. We have both sides,
Yeah.
and my brother and I usually can find a way to communicate about stuff without getting mad at each other. And
That's over.
But anyway, I brought this up, and he doesn't want to hear it. It's constitutional right, blah blah blah. And I said, but what if people were required to get insurance, gun insurance? You know, what if they were required to qualify every year or a couple years, like you do? Like he has to carry a weapon as a law enforcement officer. He has to requalify and prove that he can.
Yeah.
So, and then when I said that, he goes, oh, well, that wouldn't be bad. He goes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. No
Right.
one. But here's what happens: is the second you bring it up, they're like, "You were trying to take all our guns." No.
Well, I think that's the
No.
doofuses.
Yeah, that's not the that's not the goofuses.
Doofuses.
Goofus.
And we're the gallants. Is it gallant or gallantry? Gallon.
Goofus and gallant. Goofus and gallant. That was the name of it. This week,
You seem testy today.
I'm a little testy. I'm a little anxiety filled.
Speaking of testes.
I'm very.
See how I called it back?
I'm very focused on picking the correct word after my incredible
Scientifical.
vocabulary-esque screw-ups. I want to say that you keep interrupting me. I'm about to say something. You keep interrupting me.
funny.
It's not funny to
Pretty
me
funny
at
'cause
all.
You did it to me, and now I'm just poke.
And I forgot now what I
Good.
was going to say. Lady was in her house. Her daughter had come home from college. This happened yesterday. Her daughter was going to sneak in and surprise mom. Come home for the weekend on Labor Day to see mom. Mom, who has a gun next to her bed, because we all live in fear in a country that has a lot less crime than a lot of other countries, heard somebody, pulled her gun, daughter came in, shot her. Now, here's what I'm saying about gun
She
training.
shot her daughter.
Shot her daughter in the arm, yeah.
She was trying to
Didn't
be
kill her.
sneaky, kind of, to surprise
Yeah,
her.
to surprise my
So,
mom. I came home, mom.
Didn't come out yet. kinda.
So she heard mom heard noise, pulled her gun, saw a person, didn't wait, didn't warn them, shot her. So that just shows, and people go, oh, she should have said something. No.
Did she die?
No, shot her in the arm. She's okay. But here's
Other than having her entire life maimed,
yeah, she's got
all
a bullet.
security, post-traumatic stress, fear
Right.
of her mother.
Yeah, she's fine.
Maybe a scar.
Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, she's good.
Maybe a scar. I
Yeah,
don't know.
possibly scarred forever. What happened? That's when my mom shot me. That's a good story. She got a good story out of it.
That's good,
Yeah,
though.
That's
mom
all right.
shot me.
So anybody in law enforcement is trained when you pull a weapon, freeze, don't move, drop your weapons, put your hand behind your head, I have a weapon. Or whatever you say, you warn somebody before you shoot them. You don't just shoot them.
I don't know that. So we should warn intruders in our homes before we.
What do they always say about a shotgun? If you own a shotgun and you hear someone,
I have a gun. Yeah.
pretty much that's the warning. You know, yes, you should. I have a gun. I'm going to shoot you. Yes, you say that. So my uncle, a guy that dated my aunt years ago, Ray, he basically had two guys broke into his house. Now, they broke into the wrong house. It was two guys, ex-cons, who had just gotten out of prison, like literally 3 weeks earlier. They'd hopped his back fence. This guy had a gun safe. He collected knives. He had probably 14 different guns, and he kept one in his truck all the time in a locked case. Locked. Now, this guy trained with SWAT. Once a month, he went and trained with SWAT, and it was consistent. He never missed training. Then he went to the range and shot twice a month. Plus, so 3 times a month, he was training. Okay, now, that's more than most anybody does. Comes home one night, his dog is freaking out in the kitchen, just tap dancing. He knows his dog's wrong. He hears something in his back bedroom because they came to the back of his house. They didn't know he was in front of the house walking in. So he closed the door, went out to his truck. He is an air conditioning guy. Opened it, unlocked his lockbox like you're supposed to, had his weapon, walked down it low ready, came into the house, opened up his bedroom door. One guy jumped out at him. He shot that guy 3 times actually. The other guy started running at him, but he walked in. He goes, "Guys, I'm here. I got a gun. Don't move." And they ran at him. And he shot this guy. The guy in front of him, he shot 4 times, he shot 5 bullets totally. 3 bullets into this guy, 2 bullets in this guy, and he shot 7 bullets total. And cops told him, he said, nobody has this kind of training. He said, nobody hits 5 out of 7. Police officers, at best, hit 2 out of 7.
So the moral of the story is everyone should support gun safety training and gun response because you'll come off looking more like Rambo at low ready instead of Barney Fife, which would be
Here's the thing, people keep thinking that they have this weird thing where they're like, you just want to stop guns, man, snowflake, we need guns, blah. No. We just shouldn't give everybody a deadly weapon to roam the streets. Anybody who's got an emotional problem, should I have a weapon? Probably not. I would say no, maybe to me. You, I can see where your temper goes. You and I should maybe have a weapon.
Maybe shouldn't have a gun.
We
No,
shouldn't think
no.
we
I should.
You should.
Rubber band gun.
Gallant should have one. Goofus and Doofus should not have one.
Which one's doofus?
I guess I'll be because you keep calling me Doofus. He
Perfect.
I'll be Goofus.
I win.
Goofus and Doofus. That was the Highlights magazine they gave to their white trash kids. Yeah, just no Gallant in this one. It's just Goofus and Doofus. Here, read this.
Goofus and Doofus.
Well, I still stand by my 10 friends. That's what I think we should do.
Yeah.
10 friends.
In Japan, they do this.
Have to say,
that's cool.
well, I made it up on the podcast in 2010.
I know, but Japan,
That's amazing.
Japan's been doing it for a long time.
Trendsetter. 10 people have to just say that you should have a gun that you know.
So what they do in Japan is they actually go, they interview you. You have to pass you first. Then they go interview your family. Then they go interview, I think it's 5 or 6 friends. What do you know about this guy? What's up? Then they check your credit. They actually go back like 15 years to check who you are as a person. Then they actually check your house to make sure you have a gun safe. Then they check your car to make sure if you're going to transport it, you have a movable gun safe that you can lock it in your car. Because you don't want someone breaking into your car in a parking lot and stealing your gun. And guess what the death rate in Japan is? It's less than, it's 0.02 per 100,000 people. Ours, I think, is 4.6. And in Alabama, it's 21 people shot dead per 100,000. So when people say they want to pull your guns, nah, we just want you people that want to use them to actually do what I'd have to do to drive a fucking car. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Hey, you know, maybe to get a motorcycle license, you have to get on the bike and you have to drive around the DMV, make sure you don't crash into shit. You know, make sure you don't whiskey throttle the thing. You have to pass some tests. I don't understand why these these old powdered wig wearing, shoe buckled, leotard stocking wearing dudes who wrote the Constitution, why when it comes to the guns, can't be changed, slavery we were fine with. So if you guys believe the Constitution is true, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people, you're right. A lot of the gun people would be fine with going back, I'm an originalist, let's have slaves again.
Yeah, wow.
Climate change.
No.
I tried.
Terrible.
I tried.
No segue.
You turned it.
No, I'm just saying it's true. Not everyone is still okay with that. And you're right. A lot of them are the ones that are screaming God-given right. They're really confused about what the Bible says and what the Constitution says. We watched this video of this lady the other day that denied. There's a couple things going on. There's a pastor that decided not to marry a black man and white woman. This lady denied these people they couldn't live in the apartment building that she manages, and they have her on video very confidently saying because she follows the Bible. And in the Bible it very clearly states that a black man and a white woman cannot be together. And so I think the problem is with all these people that need to read the Bible is that they can't read. So
they can't read. And culturally, there are differences from then and now.
Okay, that's a bullshit excuse. When anybody who claims that they're a Christian and they start cranking out rules that are flat out racist rules,
made up,
or sexist, or misogynist, or anti-LGBT, you read the fucking Bible, read the book. I've read the book twice. I've never seen it where like, nope, Jesus gets an AR. It did too. Jesus doesn't get an AR. Jesus never had an AR. Moses didn't shoot the Egyptians. He just drowned them. With God's help. And that's why I like the Old Testament.
Old Testament's a great example of what you're saying about cultural difference, how you see over time a transition from one way of doing things because human beings, we hopefully evolve into better people with more knowledge and more capability and more technology. And that's a great point.
Do you know what else evolves? Razors.
No.
Yes, they
you're
do.
You're really bad at this
Yes,
today.
they do. Razors evolve all the time.
Do tell.
Yeah. Although you wouldn't know by Peasy.
I don't know.
You would know it.
Well, I gotta get this little part right here sometimes. That's all
do you use the Harry's?
I do actually.
Okay.
And it's smooth.
5 blades.
You do now use Harry's.
Yeah, I do now use it.
Wow.
And I've used the same razor for a long time, which is incredible.
It lasts forever.
I haven't switched the first one out. Since
it does not last forever, but
are you serious?
I'm serious.
I will tell you this: the razors last longer than any razor I've had before. I used to buy I don't want to name another razor. It was a really fast Try. So don't look it up.
Don't look
really
it up.
fast. That's what I'm hinting about.
Speed.
It was a speed of sound trace.
Was it fast? It was a fast sound.
I obviously don't. Is this a car term?
Speed of sound? No, it's actually a scientific term.
Well, don't mock the razors.
You said
Let's
really
talk
I'm
about
fast.
the
Try.
Yeah, no, we won't mock those
the
razors.
razors,
We
yeah.
won't mock them 3
We'll talk
times.
about
We will not mock them 3 times. Like Peter, we will not mock the
I was
razors
sitting here
3
going,
times.
Gillette, is that?
Oh God! We're trying to avoid it, you Nimrod. You're goofus.
No, I didn't say the one that you just said. That was mock. I said Gillette. Anyway, Harry's
play.
10,000 times better.
Oh, it's amazing.
And by the way, thank you to David and Diane who brought us when we were. This is how much we love this
the
company.
body wash.
So we were in Cleveland. We did West Hampton last weekend in Cleveland, and they always bring us gifts. They brought Chaplin and Groucho scarves that have their names printed all over them, and me the Fig body wash, which is awesome, and he's steer, and
It's
2 sleeves of razors, Harry's razors.
That's so great.
This is what people know about us. Bring them
Right.
Harry's stuff.
So guys, go to harrys.com/Titus. There's always a deal. What is it this week?
So right now you can get the trial set still. And by the way, if you don't love it, you get a full refund. You just have to email or call them, and that's how much they stand behind the product. They also donate 1% of sales to mental health care services.
I didn't
for
know
men,
this.
That's cool.
That's
which we need desperately right now.
men don't get that kind of focus. Men are always told their whole lives, "Hey, suck it up, suck it up."
Right.
Well, put some dirt on it. Well, it's my brain. I can't put some dirt
I
on
get to
it.
see firsthand every week at the Salvation Army what that is done.
I thought you were gonna
because-
say.
No, well, that too.
Personally.
I did. I thought, here we go.
So yeah. We need mental health
We need
facilities
mental
back.
health, right.
So anyway, right now you can do the trial set. You go to harrys.com/Titus. You get the handle. You get the 5-blade razor, the shave gel, and the travel blade cover, which I love. All you have to do is go to harrys.com/Titus to get that.
Right. I'm also very comfortable. You know, my shave is good, and my boys are cradled. Do you know why?
I don't know why.
Because I'm wearing MeUndies. Do you like MeUndies? I bet you do. I like MeUndies.
I love your undies. I have a picture that I took of him.
Do not.
We were going to.
It's from behind to see if my balls are bigger than our dogs.
No,
They're not.
That was great.
I have a picture of we were going to Billy's birthday party,
Right.
50th birthday
Our buddy's
party.
birthday party. Yep.
And he put on a white dress shirt straight from the cleaners, very crispy, a black blazer, and black socks, and pineapple MeUndie boxer briefs.
That's right, man.
And
You know
I
why?
said, Stop!
Yeah.
Stop! I need to
That's
take
good.
a picture.
Well,
It's amazing. I just looked at it the other day.
I
We
call
could
that
put
a
it on
party
the
in-
podcast, couldn't we?
I call that a party in my pants. That's what MeUndies are. They are a party in your pants.
They are.
I'd like
a
to
party
talk
in
about
your
how
pants.
I like them, but I don't have any. So maybe.
Oh,
I just,
wow. I think PZE
He's working it. He's working it.
needs some underpants.
I like it.
Yeah.
They're pretty amazing. My uncle was just saying that his son has too many pairs of them. It's like because they keep coming out with cool designs every week.
You're right.
So you have to get them. They have new stuff too for women. So ladies, you got to go check this out. They actually have awesome underpant for women too.
But what's made out of the modal fabric is so cool. It's so much more comfortable. And then the stuff I had, and the underwear I used to have, I thought were awesome. These stomped it.
And men, if you're still wearing briefs, this is a public service announcement.
Tidy whities are bad.
Are you still wearing briefs? Do you think your wife loves them? Well, you are wrong. So if you have to wear briefs, at least get the black or the dark gray ones like I sent my father. I know, weird, but he's welcome. So
What-
Boxer briefs. They're good.
boxer briefs are really good.
But
I like
white
those the
under
best.
someone said a long time ago, white underwear is a practical joke. It is a 100-year practical joke. White underwear is a practical joke.
It's not. I mean, it's if you're a heathen.
No, I'm
You
sorry.
can pull it off, and you're super clean. It's kind of stylish.
Yeah, no, I'm super clean. I shower every day, wipe like a madman.
Carl LeBeouf used to do a bit about it. Now that I'm thinking about it,
It was Carl's.
when he said, you know how fast he talks and
Yeah.
stuff, and he was like, you pull him up, you pull him down, shit stain right down the pipe. And he said, like, put them on, take them off instantly. And then he said, it's like the cotton just reaches in there and goes,
This is the best ad we've ever
I'm just
done.
remembering this bit now because you said that, so it must be a thing.
So guess what they don't, what MeUndies doesn't make?
Don't wear white briefs.
They don't make what? I like it. I like
They
mine.
do.
don't?
They
They
actually just
do.
launched white.
But they're not going to lose sales.
No, they just.
It's not going to be popular. There's not a man in the world that's like, can I get the white ones?
Well, obviously there's a demand because they just launched it right after Labor Day.
Really?
Didn't even.
Wait,
yeah.
white
Yep.
briefs are
Because you're not supposed to do white.
No, but they do boxer
No,
briefs.
you don't do white after
boxers.
Labor Day. White's only good before Labor Day.
Yeah, but they're saying it actually says gasp after Labor Day.
They got the joke.
because
Good.
they're funny.
But
So
by the way, best
great.
underwear I've ever had. The way they feel, the way they fit.
T-shirts, onesies, socks, pajamas. I love the socks.
Yep.
So go. You get first-time purchasers. You get 15% off and free shipping. Can't beat that. Also, they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/Titus. That's MeUndies.com/Titus.
Awesome.
Those are two of our.
I really thought we were going to talk
favorite
about climate
products.
change today. We really didn't get to
Nope.
it. We
Guts.
didn't. I didn't. She took it there.
Yeah,
She
you
took it there.
didn't.
No, because it's news. Walmart, that's a big deal. I think
not
Walmart,
even
because Walmart is sort of mecca for these people who are the Second Amendment people.
Yeah, you get. There's a thing. One of the guys tweeted me. He said that they have a thing once you get your concealed carry. They have a thing called a Wally Walk, where you go it's a thing. After you're concealed, you actually go to Walmart, walk around the store with your gun. Where were those guys when the shooting happened in Walmart? That's what I want to know. The one guy it was a black guy who was carrying concealed, and he was permitted. He grabbed kids and ran outside. I think that was a smart move. I just don't get this whole thing where they go, yeah, man, good guy with a gun. And then where are they? Where are they? The cop at Parkland hid behind a wall while kids were getting shot.
Why does he have to be a black guy?
Because he knew that if the cops came in and saw a black guy with a gun
That's a
out,
good point.
they don't. You gotta remember
That did happen.
He lives.
That was one of the.
Yes, he lives in a different world than we live, where he's
Yeah.
got to think I'm a black guy with a gun. If I'm in Walmart shooting at the bad guy, they're gonna
Where
think
was
I'm
that?
the
That
bad
happened
guy.
in the mall. The guy was.
Yeah.
He had come home.
Oh.
He was in the army.
Yep,
Black guy and
They
pulled out
killed
his
him.
gun. Yeah.
and they killed him. He
Yes,
was
they
actually
did.
pulled out a gun for the other guy, and they killed him.
That's
Yes.
so sad.
Meanwhile, the white perpetrator, because they always are,
Yep.
just jogged right by, slow jog past the cops.
That's what I said. Someone got really mad at me. I said we need to take the Hamids and Abdullads off the terrorist watch list and put on a lot more Bryans and Marks. And Brian Posehn, like, so not cool, bro. Brian.
Yeah.
So I put other lists. By the way, all Reds and Clints definitely have to 100% need to be checked. Cletuses need to be checked.
Bam Bam. Ray.
Boomers. All boomers.
I never
De-
knew a boomer.
I-
Boomer lives in
Is there
California
names?
and smokes weed.
No, there's boomers that drives truck. Yeah, there's a lot.
Jeb.
Jeb's got to go.
Jeb
Jeb's gotta go.
Adaz.
Yeah.
But also,
Jeremiah.
then you go to you get a lot of Taylors. You know.
No, that's the thing. But nobody
Coltons,
wants to
a lot of
talk
Coltons.
about that. It is a lot of
Theodores.
Coltons now who were told that they were special and they could do anything
Yep.
they wanted to do. Yeah.
Adams, right? Yeah. So all you people,
You know what? There's not a lot of
what?
Larrys.
You know what? You don't see a lot of Larry Johnson.
Bob.
Yeah. Mike's.
Do you know what I mean? This whole generation that were raised differently. No, you don't hear a lot of those.
Right.
You know, but you get
Jake.
Colton, Austin.
Yeah.
Summer.
Any man named Summer is not a man. Sorry. I've never seen a man named Summer, but yeah.
Okay, then.
Valid. She conceded that one.
I
It was
will
good.
accept
And now,
the
from sea to
response.
shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it is Bombshell Ray bringing you the Bombshell news. I'm gonna do animation. for
This story was from last week, but we didn't do news because Josh Wolf was here.
Yep. Talking
and
about he's being on mushrooms, which was awesome.
that was such a fun podcast.
By the way, people, if you want to see a really funny
Oh my
podcast,
gosh.
go. They're all pretty funny. We had Kathy Griffin, but we had Josh Wolf last week. Go to Christopher Titus TV and subscribe because we have some
Yeah,
funny
man.
people. Yeah, man.
So a woman uses power saw to break into Botox clinic. And I get it. In Texas, Sugarland, Texas.
What was she stealing? Was she gonna like get the Botox?
Injections?
She stole anti-aging products.
Did she
That's
do it
what-
once, or did she take a bunch of stuff with her? Because it's expensive, isn't it?
How are they going to recognize her?
after she uses them. I don't know.
No, that woman's way too young. She's got to be 25 years younger than the suspect.
Surveillance cameras captured the burglary on 2 Fridays ago. She tried to open it first, but it was locked. Then she retrieves a battery-powered grinding saw from a Mercedes SUV, of course, and used it to cut open the clinic's front door. She stole an undisclosed amount of products from the clinic before driving away.
Wow.
What did she think was gonna happen, and how?
Yeah.
And how? Like, what was that moment where she was at home, looked in the mirror, and went, "This is bullshit. I need Botox, and I need it
In
right
the middle of the night.
now."
Yep.
Yeah.
And by the way, no one just carries a saw around in their Mercedes.
Yeah, that was my question.
There was a plan.
There was a plan.
Yeah,
No,
this
sure-
was
yeah.
this was a caper. This was a Botox caper.
She was hopeful first, though. She tried first. She gave him one shot.
She's like, should I really do this?
Yeah. Well,
Then she went and got a saw.
I'm not going to say she should have done it, but I understand.
Oh, yeah,
I understand.
Wait, so the
Shout out to
Mercedes
Chris Rock.
was in view of a security camera?
Yes.
So
Surveillance
the plates
camera
were
over
not
the front door.
like. Did she
in the
cover
car.
her plates,
No.
or she just
No.
screwed? She's not even.
No, this is someone.
Oh,
The
this is
she's
someone-
done.
suburban
Oh, okay.
housewife of
Okay.
Houston,
Snapped.
Texas,
She
in the
snapped.
Mercedes. You think she really knew how to pull off
Okay.
a crime really
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
She, you know what it is? I would bet you $1,000 this woman had no job. She raised kids and just was getting more tired of how she looked. I think
Got left by her husband
Got
for a
left by
younger
her-
woman
Yep,
and
and
she was-
melted down.
Yeah, she was
Smell-
looking in
yeah.
the mirror one day and went, "Look at me. Look at how I look. Look, oh my God. Look. I need a saw and a Botox
In a
clinic."
dream.
What is he doing?
Hi,
But-
Groucho's on the
Groucho,
table.
come here. You're on camera, buddy.
No, I don't
See
want
his
him
balls?
on camera.
See his
Don't
balls?
look. Nobody looks.
Oh, man.
The
Get him
Pope got
pants.
stuck in the elevator.
The what?
The Pope, he got
Got
stuck in an elevator for half an hour. They have surveillance video of that as well.
Atheists are clapping right now.
At-
Really?
He's such a nice
Did
man.
he?
Use the stairs.
This is the pimp Pope. This is the one that was the bouncer.
Yeah, this
He's
guy's a
82
badass.
years old.
Yeah.
They thought he was dead, I think, because he's had some health
'Cause
problems
that-
and he's 82, and they said when he didn't show up for mass, he's never late. And so they panicked thinking that, oh, he's died.
Hold
Turns out-
on. Why would God keep one of his closest servants locked in an elevator and missing mass? I get if he was on the
No,
way
he
to
didn't miss it. He's
to
a
the
badass.
Chick-fil-A.
They come,
get
the
something.
fire department comes, he calls him the brigade. The fire department comes, cuts him out, and then he goes and delivers mass half an hour late and makes jokes about it. Thank
Yeah, he's
God.
cool.
He actually said, thank God for the fire brigade. It's a pimp Pope, I'm just saying.
That's
Why would
cool.
God let that elevator break down with that Pope? That's what I want to know. Why would God let that happen?
Could have ruined his day, and it didn't ruin it, so he made something of it. Maybe.
There you go.
Maybe.
What did the Pope need to learn though? Because they always say
No.
they always say everything happens for a reason, and God said, "I need to lock this Pope in an elevator."
For us to laugh.
For us
Is that so? It's for the podcast. Oh, God did that for the
Right.
podcast.
For the podcast.
Makes total sense. Got it. Totally got. Thank you, Peasy.
Obviously. A UK airport drug bust turned out to be a suitcase full of cake ingredients.
The suspect, Miss Crocker, was taken to another room and searched. They found butter and vanilla extract.
They reported one of the biggest drug busts that they'd ever done at the airport. They
Oh,
were so
no.
happy. It was
So
25 pounds, 25 bags of white powder, pound bags. And they said it was the biggest drug bust that they'd done at Gatwick. And
Cake bust?
yeah,
In other words,
vegan
vegan
cake ingredients.
3 bakeries were shut down after the evidence was not released.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Don't announce it. Hey guys, before we announce some shit, let's test it just to see exactly what it is. No, we got to announce it. Nah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a guy that went, cinnamon.
Tapioca flour.
This cocaine tastes like
A
cinnamon.
little shout out to all my vegans there. A little tapioca flour reference. Rare attack. Rooster pecked woman to death.
Okay, that's some.
Well, how big is this
shock
rooster?
stuff.
How do you get pecked to death
yeah,
by a rooster?
you
You
can't.
go,
Yeah.
right? Don't you just
Yeah, you
smack
just
a
slap
rooster
them.
away?
They're aggressive. Was she old?
Delivered a lethal strike to a varicose vein in her leg.
Oh, there you go.
In the leg?
Wow.
She was collecting eggs at home and the rooster attacked her lower left leg. She collapsed. Autopsy later revealed 2 small lacerations on her leg, and one of them was a varicose vein.
Wow.
Why would that kill her though? Wouldn't you just bleed? I don't
Would
get.
she know she was bleeding out, or do you
Did she-
think maybe she passed out? And
Like they hit.
wasn't able
There's
to
an
move her
artery in your
grip?
leg, and you're on the
It doesn't say the
hold
artery,
on.
it says varicose vein.
I know, but there's a varicose vein at chicken level that will kill you.
That will kill you.
Like, do assassins know this? Like,
Yeah.
because that would be what a great way for Putin to kill some of his enemies.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
hey,
this is-
hey, anybody? Who the fuck is there a rooster in here?
Yeah. They sent in a bag of roosters.
Hello, comrade. How are you, comrade? Burk,
Nice.
Big Gurk.
Make him Russian.
I'm trying.
Oh.
I was trying.
You sound bored.
Bagek. I had to dig.
I knew you would
I had
get
to
it.
dig
I
for
knew
that.
you would get it. This is what our evenings are often like, where I'm like, well, what if you add a chicken to a Russian person and a Chinese supermarket owner?
If we had friends, we'd have other stuff to do, but we
No,
don't.
we'll never have friends. Not acting like this.
Valid.
We're the most, and everyone's like, God, they're immature. Oh my God.
We don't think we're immature at all. Gallant.
Doofus.
Goofus.
We were
I'm
in,
Goofus.
let me just say, we were in the Hamptons. Yes, indeed. We were in the Hamptons.
I'm
Last weekend.
doing an impression of Aunt Julie doing
An impression.
of the people from the Hamptons.
And so they have a house there, and we went because we had a theater show, and we went to this really nice restaurant the first night
awesome.
on the water, and very upscale. And I think, my uncle is in the fashion business in New York, and
Very successful.
my aunt, they're like, they have decorum, I would say. Enter the two of us within 2 hours of us being there and us drinking way too much wine. I have video of him climbing into the sailboat in the restaurant, as well as my uncle and him dancing, at which point the waiter joins in.
People need to know something about you, though. Okay, so you keep
No.
No. She
My
tells
point
you
being, we're the immature people that wrongly influence
you
other
tell
people.
these stories like you hang out with a bunch of crazy people, and you're like an observer who it doesn't. Like, I don't know, he just jumped in a boat. So
I'm always the videographer.
I
we
did
get-
hear her say, "Do it all again, guys. Do it again."
Yeah, she
provoking.
here's what,
Yes.
so
Oh, yeah.
so by the way, guys, if you ever drunk around Rachel, here's what Bombshell. Here's what will happen. She knows that everybody has a level where they will do shit that they would normally not do.
Yeah.
So she goes, "Hey, you know what you guys should do? You guys should dance." So she has video of me and Uncle Philip dancing. It's
in
bad.
the restaurant.
It's
The
not-
waiter joined in.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
waiter. Then the
yeah.
waiter came in and outdid us.
He did.
And then as we're leaving the restaurant, she goes, "Hey, there's a sailboat in the middle of this restaurant, which is on the
I
water."
talked to the maitre d'.
So she sets it up to plan to embarrass you. She goes, "Hey, get in the boat." I'm like,
I
"Sure,
did
babe,
it
whatever."
legally, is my point. I go, "Can he get in it now?" And she's like,
But she won't do it.
Okay.
She won't do something stupid.
"No, I gotta film it. I need something to show
Do not
everybody
let
later."
Bombshell Ray talk you into anything when you're on alcohol.
On
I'm
the alcohol.
When you're imbibing. And
That's what Amber always said, is I'm always the one filming it. Because they were like, which friend are you?
Yeah,
And they
just film
show
it.
different types of girls when
Yeah.
they go out. And she added one. It was, I'm the
it's
one
your
that-
idea, and then you won't do it, and then you film it. That's who you
No,
are.
no,
yes,
no.
I've lived with you.
I will
know
do it.
this.
To be honest, I've done some really stupid stuff.
Valid. It's
Thank
valid.
you.
It's
I'm
valid.
really, really immature as well.
You won't get into the jungle gym at the Anne Frank Elementary School.
That
I
was our
will.
very first time we hung out.
Yeah,
So-
and you realize, and you went, "I can get this guy to do stupid
It was
stuff."
because you got into this giant cup way up on the top of a pole, and then all of a sudden your legs came down, and your legs were coming out of the bottom of the
Yeah,
I
I don't
wasn't
know.
sober this time. Can you use the alcohol excuse again?
No, we were sober.
There
We were
you
pretty
go.
sober, yeah.
I was never really sober at that time, ever.
And that's how she agreed to marry me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
she just says, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I just like to document things.
Yeah.
I do.
I heard him watching the video, and I don't think he had seen it before because I
Laughing
heard.
really
Yeah,
hard.
in the other room. Well, first he goes, "Oh shit, I did that. Oh shit," and then he starts laughing.
See, I bring joy
It was funny though.
to the people in my life. My whole point being that at first you can hear my Aunt Julie on the video going, "Philip, stop, because they have a house in the Hamptons,
Yeah.
And then she gives up because you and I are like, "Yay, keep doing it."
You know what you do? You document blackouts is what you do.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
totally.
She make it's a lot of people would call it evidence.
I have filmed a lot of stuff before. We have a friend who always puts her leg over her head when she drinks. I've got that on video.
She can just stand on one foot and put her leg up like this. and
But
it's
we're in a
like,
really
what?
nice restaurant rooftop
Oh,
bar
yeah, yeah, yeah.
downtown
How long
LA.
will she do that for? Like,
She was a
She'll
dancer.
sit like that and in the chair and hold her leg. I mean, it's, you got to document this stuff because
party
she
trick.
didn't remember doing it the next day. She also didn't remember paying the whole bill for everybody at the table.
Oh,
I
there's
called her
where
and
you
I
get
was
'em.
like,
Yeah.
hey, thank you. Really appreciate that. And she goes, what? I said, you picked up it's like $500. And she goes, I did?
Yeah. She really did. Guys, one more thing. Go to combustionspeedware.com if you want to get some cool shirts. PZ's got one on right now. He's got the piston shirt on the back that says, if you don't know what's on the front of this shirt, you need to slap your dad. There's a bunch of stuff like that online. We got
You're
more
getting
stuff coming in.
Sizes that you're out of.
Yes,
right?
we're ordering more of those because they're selling. It's great. There's a bunch of styles. Go to combustionspeedware.com if you want an amazing leather jacket because winter's coming up. Order it. We'll make it for you, and that's how it goes. Also, where are we going to be coming up?
I think that you guys should be able, by the time this podcast comes out, to buy tickets for my special taping, 7 and 9:30 on February the 1st.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Are we going to film?
Oh, no, I know you'll be able to because the ticket link went live before we started.
Hold on. We're going to be able to film your special? You're going to see your hour and 20-minute comedy special? What's it called?
Alpha Chick.
Guys, if you want to come see Bombshell at our live taping, it's going to be here in LA. It's going to be on February 1st.
El Portal Theater.
That's Super Bowl weekend. So
It's the Saturday.
Yeah, if you're going to come out and hang out in LA anyway for Super Bowl weekend, on Saturday, you can go watch an amazing comedy show and then watch the Super Bowl on Sunday.
We're also contemplating doing an after party.
We're not contemplating. We're doing an after party.
I just can't think about it right now. But yeah, so 7 and 9:30, and then we'll probably do a Combustion Lounge after party because the theater is really close to where we are, right?
Oh, we'll do it here. We'll do it at the Combustion Lounge.
Maybe.
Awesome.
Or not.
I would
Should have
like
talked about
We'll
that
work it out.
first. So if you want to see us Friday, you can't because we're not there yet.
We're off this weekend, but next weekend we're going to be.
Next weekend we are going to be at some of our. This was a fun run.
Yep.
Virginia Beach Funny Bone on Wednesday. The date on that is the 11th. Then we're going to be in Richmond Funny Bone on the 12th, and then on Friday we're going to be in Falls Church, Virginia, which is right outside of DC at the State Theater. But you guys need to know that this is an entirely different show than what he did in Washington, D.C.
Is that the
a
one with
couple
the office
months
chairs?
ago. No, that's Arlington, Virginia.
Okay.
This is a theater.
I've done this. I remember this theater.
Oh,
This
you have?
theater, I did this theater when I was between shows. I was doing I wasn't doing Angry Pursuit of Happiness. I did 2 shows one night. I was in the middle of them, and I did I did Love is Evil, and then I did half of Neverlution. I did a 2.5-hour show, and they were
What?
awesome. Yeah, State Theater, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
too much.
It's State Theater, so that's Friday the 13th. Awesome. So come there. Also coming up, go to ChristopherTitus.com to check out dates because we're constantly adding things. But coming up, Stand Up Live Huntsville, and then Birmingham Stardome tacked on to the end of that weekend on Sunday. And then October, November, and December are crazy. So go to ChristopherTitus.com and see what dates have been added because we're adding like one night in different places.
Speaking of the South, did you see Tennessee took basically have outlawed, one of the schools in Tennessee's outlawed Harry Potter books?
No.
What?
They've outlawed Harry Potter books.
That's
look at Tennessee.
bad.
Look it up. Tennessee outlaws Harry Potter. Look it up.
Harry Potter is God-given.
No. They said that they don't want kids reading the books because they may actually conjure up spirits with the spells. They said in those books are actual spells. Really? You mean it's actual spells that the writer made
Problem
up?
is you're going to have to find a spotted toad.
Right, exactly.
Right? Like what?
Yeah, right. Dobby, you need to find some sort of tiny little animal that doesn't
Dobby.
exist. Is it
Catholic
Dobby?
school. The school's priest decided they could cause a reader to conjure evil spirits. Yes.
What's the woman that wrote those books?
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. Do you think J.K. Rowling was really doing that when she was writing these children's books? By the way, I'm going to trick these children into conjuring up demons from the and know what'll happen? Climate change. And then we'll elect a crazy man. And you know what'll happen once people keep reading these books and conjuring these spirits? We will have Mitch McConnell as the leader of the Senate. Oh, it's all J.K. Rowling. That's who did this.
Do you know that she's writing under a different pen name?
A pseudonym?
Yeah, she is. I read them. They're really good, actually. I don't know why she doesn't put her name on it. Maybe just because
what are the name of the books?
His name is Robert Galbraith. It's really good. It's a British detective named Cormoran Strike. So it's kind of in the old Sam Spade vein, and he's missing a leg because he was in the army,
Right.
and I don't know. It's just really good. We're not advertising those books because they haven't paid us. But
But you like the books. I wouldn't.
side note,
I would say the gig we just did, Cleveland Hilarities, is not paying us either. They did pay us for our shows, but I would say if you're in Cleveland, guys, go to Hilarities, one of the best clubs in the country. It's definitely my top 10 of all the clubs in the country. I
yeah,
love
it was
working
really fun.
It was fun.
And the food was awesome.
All
Anyway, also go to Amazon, go to ChristopherTitus.com and click on that Amazon link.
Also brought to you by Combustion Films.
No. Also brought to you by Middle Finger. No.
We should do a commercial for Middle Finger.
We're adding everything. What else? Brought to you by?
No, I just want to go. Guys, do me a favor. If you guys want to get any of my comedy specials, all 8 of them, you can go to Amazon Prime and get Amerigeddon, my newest, or you can go to ChristopherTitus.com and you can see all of them. They're all 90 minutes. They're all balls out funny. Go get that. And we do our own stuff. So the money doesn't go to some crazy big corporation. It actually goes to the people that created the content. Please do that for us. Also subscribe to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube and go to Amazon Prime to see Special Unit. We did that movie.
And
Go see it.
Amerigeddon
I already said American. I just said
on Amazon Prime.
I just said it. Are you listening? She doesn't listen.
No, I totally
She
tuned
did
you
say
out.
it.
That's not very gallant.
She did say that.
That's not gallant
He
at all.
did say
He
that.
did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I
That's
wasn't.
very. Yeah, you're
Maybe I'm.
goofus. You were just goofus. Things have switched. Guys, thanks for listening to Titus Podcast. For myself, Bombshell Ray, and PZE. Later.
Peace out.
Oh shit.
Oh,
shit. Hey guys, this is Dennis for the Titus Podcast. Go ahead and subscribe at Christopher Titus TV. That's right, you can hear the Bombshell and Titus and PZ and amazing guests every week. Go subscribe. Also go to combustionfever.com and go to Amazon Prime to see our comedy specials and our movie Special Unit. Do it. Bye.